tempo. Yeah. Mr Wiggly, I do stick, yo. Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space.
Well, hello there. Stream number 51. Thank you so much for joining me, especially if you've just watched Jamie's excellent stream. Thank you very much to him for allowing me to come on and trail this one. So hopefully you're just on a big pub. What's it called? A big, where you're jumping from pub to pub, going between us. Hopefully I'm also working. Give us a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me, please. Great. I gather I must have still been on as well when I logged into this system and I went, so Bill, are you ready? Because he's our guest in a minute, which may have been fired out across the merry way he has. A pub crawl! Thank you, Ken Lewis. Thank you so much, which also means the system is working again. Huge thank you to everyone who tuned in last week or who watched after the event from last week. What an incredible 50th show that we had. I mean, just absolutely amazing. I will talk about it into the show a little bit because we're waiting for a few more people to join us who come in. But honestly, wow, just incredible. The people, the guests, so much fun, so much money for charity. I will reveal Ty's incredible donation, Dr. Synth, in a little while. He was good to his word. So basically any money that was donated during the stream via Super Chats and so forth, which goes to Great Ormond Street Hospital, he offered to match. So therefore we doubled the charity donations for that show. And it was amazing. It was a record-breaking stream in every sense of the word, so it's absolutely wonderful. Just thank you to everybody who has donated since the beginning of the stream. We didn't raise money in the first few streams. I can't quite remember the number that we started it all from, maybe about number 9 or 10 or something. So, we smashed £5,000 in donations last week. We were about 4,003 or something. We absolutely smashed it. So £5,000 in 50 streams is just incredible. So thank you. I'll run a thank you video and I'll do another thank you in a minute because it was just incredible. It really just brightens up the world. You lot are just an amazingly wonderful group of people. What shall I do? A couple of things to share with you. You may have seen on Facebook the wonderful Loullamae drew an amazing picture of me, which Jamie reminded me about, so I managed to put it into the streaming system. So from now on, if I can animate the mouth, thank you very much. I'll come to that in 1 second. Yeah, if I can animate the mouth, this is going to be me from now on. So I will try and just get the. Oh, you can only see my hands on the other side, really. If I wave or something, where's this one? Oh, goodness only knows. There we are. Hello. So that is a wonderful Loullamae's drawing of me, and I was saying to Jamie, she actually made me pose for that as well, which is a little worrying. Rotten Circuits, you absolute God, 14 Canadian dollars, I think. It is definitely working. It is working one horn down for reasons which we might touch on a little bit later. But yes, we're one horn down, but it's still desperately noisy and still knocks me out. Thank you, Rotten Circuits. Thank you for your donation. It's absolutely wonderful. All the donations, as I mentioned, go to Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, which is an amazing hospital in the UK. Just wonderful. We make up for the cut that YouTube takes. YouTube takes a small cut out of all the stuff, but we make up the difference. So it will all go to there. And we'll talk about that in a second, I think. But thank you very, very much, Rotten Circuits. You've knocked my ears off and also managed to be the first in line to donate. So thank you. So that was the picture. We also had some very sad news this week, which was he has been mentioned a lot in this stream. Very sadly, our dear Pusscat Frank. Thank you so much for that donation. I will jump on it in a second. Our dear Pusscat Frank, who's been the subject of many questions during the quiz, passed away, but he was 2 months short of 18. and had an amazing life, and was taken kind of ill within about 3 days. And he had some problems with his lungs, and he passed away pain-free. Honestly, had an amazing thing. I don't know if you realise he was only born with 3 working legs. You can see one of his legs is kind of slightly twisted in that picture. He didn't realise, obviously no one told him. He still jumped on the top of loads of things. But yeah, very sadly that we lost Frank. And I know a lot of people in the stream have got in touch to say how sorry they were and how amazing he was and everything. So thank you. Wagyu in the stream actually said, R.I.P. lovely Frank, 17 years, 10 months old, which is a bit spooky and kind of shows you how much attention Wagyu pays to everything in regards to getting the quiz right. He's obviously got a notebook somewhere that actually kind of says, okay, Frank's age, right? I better write that down in case that comes up in the question, which is why Wagyu wins the quiz on every single occasion. So thank you for the very kind comments on Frank. Which is fantastic. Olmore Frazzle was the subject of that amazing horn that just fired off. Thank you, sir. €20 from Olmore Frazzle. Another name that we've seen donating before. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, it's incredible. We're already like $35 into the show, you know, within 5 minutes into the show. So thank you. Really thank you very much indeed. If you did want to donate direct, all the money goes into a Just Giving page. If you want to donate direct, and therefore we don't have to make up the difference that YouTube takes out, there is a URL that you could keep handy, which I'll post again a little bit later, but it's mrwiggly.co.uk/gosh, which is Great Ormond Street Hospital. Gosh, they like to be known by their funky handle of gosh. So mrwiggly.co.uk/gosh will take you through, and you can donate directly to the Just Giving thing that goes straight through to them. We'll mention you on the show the following week, but it won't fire off the funky horn, unfortunately. But just in case, some people I know are saying, well, I don't really want anything to go to YouTube and for you to have to make it up and so forth. So you're very welcome. Evening to Jennifer S, who's just arrived in the chat. I haven't said hello to anybody as yet, and we still have to go and meet our wonderful guest Bill, so he'll be up in 1 second. The first in the chat was Magic Box Studios. Hello to you. Hello to Synth Addict, to 10 Mil, to Sasquatch, to Steve Powell, to Olmore Frazzle, who so kindly made that donation. Thank you. To Paul Artola, to Will Joseph. So many of these names are on the donations list as well. To Morgan Juniper, to Ken Lewis, Keith in Watford. Stream Elements is a bot. Azio Head, hello to you. Oh my word. Dr. Synth, you are a wonderful person. Let's whiz on down and find out who that was. Just incredible. Thorstens, thank you. For the kids, the superheroes. May you win more battles than lose. Absolutely, Thorsten. £20 from you. Thank you very much. What amazed me about Great Ormond Street was the number of people in the chat who said that Great Ormond Street had affected them in some way or another, whether it was their own children, whether they knew a family locally. I know Kent is very close to his home as well. Thorsten had some medical, Thorsten's family had some medical issues, terrible over Christmas, which are thankfully, thank God, all sorted now. It's just amazing what, in this case, it wasn't Great Ormond Street, but what the medical services can do, particularly under really extreme conditions. I think probably in the UK, if you've got a broken arm, you may not get seen too quickly, but if you've got something life-threatening, in general, the treatment is insanely good. So thank you very much, Thorsten, for that. More power to you and your family. So you're a wonderful group of people. Thank you, a bunch of people. Right, our guest today, I guess it's a little bit different from normal. It's a chap that I bumped into chatting to. Oh my God, Get So Many Music, previous guest on the show along with Thorsten. Thank you for the $20. Came back just to blow your horn. Thank you, sir. You can check out Get So Many's interview way back. It's a lovely guy, as is Thorsten, which was super interesting. Thorsten's like Harry Potter. His studio is like under the stairs style, and it's amazing. It's got so much stuff into it, and it's so brilliantly put together. I don't think it's actually under the stairs. I think it's in a very small kind of space within a room, but he's done amazing stuff there. Get So Many Music has had an amazing life as well. Check out this previous stream with him. And for us, our guest today is a guy called Bill Cerebral. And Cerebral isn't his real name, it's an artist name, and I haven't asked him what his real name is. If it comes up in the chat, I'm sure he'll have to answer. But he's organised open mic nights for quite a while, when they probably weren't that kind of, I'd say, trendy, because there's an awful lot of open mic nights kicking off left, right and centre, which is brilliant. You know, I think Jamie did one with Jim Glue. He was mentioning on the stream when I popped in last Friday. A couple of guests I've spoken to and people in the chat have been on going, oh yeah, I'm doing an open mic style thing, which you'd normally associate with microphones, right? Because it's an open mic night. This is come, bring your stuff, plug it in. Here's 2 jack leads, you know, plug in your Euro rack or whatever you have, your mixer, and off you go. So I'm really kind of intrigued as to how that kind of works, how you'd set one up, and particularly from an artist's point of view, what to do to prepare for one. You know, what to actually, how it all works. And BHLB Beats, there is definitely a quiz today. And it's a little bit early. 1917 is a little bit early for the quiz. It will be coming up shortly, probably just after 1:30, which is exactly what Ken Lewis has just told you in the chat. So, without further ado, thank you very much. Let's welcome our guest, Bill Cerebral. How are you doing, sir? It's lovely to have you on board. Oh, I've got you muted after all that. How fantastic. Take a drink, unmute the mic, and it's probably going to mute again. Let me just see. My browser's ever so slow today. So how are you, sir?
I am very good, thank you. How are you, Dom?
Yes, it worked. I'm really good. Thank you very much.
Greetings
really
from
good.
Norwich, everybody.
Yes. Now, I know you from, I guess, as part of the Clown Army sort of stuff, although I hadn't really seen you that much before. So if you check out the URL Unsigned Review Live, which we're always mentioning on here, with Piero the Acid Clown, another great bunch of people. We all kind of cross over and do various bits and pieces together. Adi Feld Muso in the chat as well. We all kind of get together and do stuff virtually or in real life. Bill's a part of that and just popped up in one of the chats, and I was just chatting to him basically in a messenger group, and explained that you are about to relaunch the night, I think. So just give us a bit of the history of the night and what you did to set it up and how the whole thing came together to bring you up to kind of present day, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, basically, in 2017, I was thinking, you know, I want to meet up with some people that have synths, jam with them, maybe have a go on someone else's synth. And there wasn't really anything happening, so I set up a night where people could get together and jam. And the night grew over the course of a year, and we've had all sorts of people come through, and including Robin Vincent was at the first meeting. And after a little while, one of our members, Barry, was saying, you know, why don't we actually have, you know, a big night of people performing? And so then he also set up a second night, which is the electronic open mic night for Norfolk. So we've got 2 things currently going on at the moment. We've got the Jams relaunching on the 27th, and everybody's welcome to come along today. You just bring a synth along, you just plug it in, and we're all just noodling together. We have a projector set up with various clips on a theme. The one that's coming up is spy movies, and then on Thursday this week, there's actually the next open mic where people come and they attend the Gringo's tequila bar on Prince of Wales Road. That's only about 5-10 minutes walk from the station, and you've got 20-minute slots, and there's a sort of crowd of people sitting around watching, and you sort of go on to a proper live set. So in the last 5 years between us all, we've just sort of created this sort of mini synth scene in Norwich.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. It's exactly what you need. Now, Wagyu, is that Maggie the cat we just saw in the background?
That's Maya, my cat. She's lovely.
Where does Wagyu get this information from? I do not understand. I've never met Wagyu. I just imagine he's sitting there behind all these screens monitoring everything. Oh yes, that's all right. That's Bill's cat. So how do you know this stuff? Close enough. Wow. Impressive cat castle as well in the background going on, which is always good news. We love that.
I was on that side. Yeah, that was actually, you can get them quite cheap on Amazon. You build them yourself, but it comes in lots of sections, and it goes all the way up to the ceiling.
Fantastic. Hello to 10 mil in the chat saying might have something like this happening in Austin, San Antonio. Sure could use it. I mean, how did you start it when there was nothing? It was like blank canvas, and you presumably thought with someone else, maybe, you know, what did you do to actually get something like this off the ground?
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of on my own. I was looking on YouTube, and I'd seen some videos of some Eurorack meets in the Netherlands and in Germany, and I thought, I wonder if something like that could happen in this country. And then Sonic State had a video where Gaz went to see the Bit Miners in Bristol, and they had a little night where they get together, and that video went up in May 2017, and that was the spark where I went, if that can happen in Bristol, then that can happen in Norwich, and that can happen in lots of places. There must be lots of people that have synths, but there isn't, you know, people just do it on their own. And so I just thought, well, I set up a Facebook group, and I contacted the Birdcage pub in the Lanes in Norwich, which is sort of a really nice sort of boutique shopping area that is sort of quite quiet, and they've got a pub that was really open to us having a sort of ballroom back room that could have about 30 people in it, and
cool.
we would just have the doors open.
Hold that thought. Steve Powell, £20. Thank you so much. Thanks for the entertaining Sundays. Well, no, thank you for entertaining mine. I love this. We wouldn't really do it if it wasn't enormous fun. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Steve. That's really, really wonderful of you, and very, very, very much appreciated. I mean, we're already way ahead of the game in terms of donations today. So thank you. Very, very much appreciated to you. Thank you, Steve. Big love and hearts and flowers in the chat for Steve, please. So you've started a Facebook group, and you found the pub, that's kind of good news. I'm not sure if every pub would be open to this kind of stuff, because it's more than just having a group of mates meet up, isn't it? It means proper PAs. And did you have to organise all of that stuff? Yeah, I mean, basically, the idea is trying to find a pub where they've got spare space and extra space, like a back room, a basement, an upstairs, somewhere, and on a quiet night, like a Monday or a Tuesday or maybe a Wednesday, where they're not using it. And the idea is that they will give you that space because you'll bring some more custom in, and hopefully if they give you a bit of a chance over so many months to build it, then you might start to get something bigger going on. And so you need to sort of try and find somewhere that's open to the idea. And normally there'll be one or two places which you'll find in any sort of town or city. There'll be lots of places that just aren't interested, but if you shop around a bit, then hopefully you should find somewhere. And it depends on how big. I mean, it was lucky in Norwich that we actually have places. But yeah, from there, it's just growing it as much as you can through word of mouth and through going to music stores and putting flyers up, and also even people just passing by, they're saying, oh, my mate's got some of that stuff with the mad flashy lights, and, you know, I'll tell him about it, and then someone will pop along next month. And oh no, it was a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So some people will recognise, oh, I know what that is, and I know people that are into it. I'll tell them. And so actually, just people milling by or in the pub at the time got us some more members, and then it sort of grew online a bit. And we have about 150 members now after 5 years. And there's also normally about 10 or so people, give or take a few. Hopefully the next one that we're doing on Monday the 27th, which is at the Louis Marchese in Tombland in Norwich. Yeah. On Monday, a week Monday. Hopefully that one will be one of our biggest ones. We're trying to, really get something big going. And Paul, one of my friends who's really instrumental in running the club, he helps bring the equipment down, he supplies the projector. We borrow a PA off a friend, although I actually started it with a little Bluetooth 10-watt speaker.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah. Fantastic.
So you can get going with basic equipment. I mean, you just need a mixer, a little Bluetooth speaker, and a good idea is to bring a few cables, just different configurations of 1 or 2 plug quarter-inch jacks to 3.5s and so on, just depending on what people might bring along. And also a power strip, usually a 6-way would be good, so people can all plug in, and you can plug the mixer in, and you're away, because actually, just in a pub, if you get a small group together, you put the little Bluetooth speaker on the table, and you turn it up as high as it will go, and that will normally last a few hours on its little battery, and you've got brilliant. A synth meet, basically.
That's absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to pull out the Synth Club Facebook. Oh, hey, sweetheart, how are you? Just hold on. It's a cue for the quiz in a second. I'm going to post the Facebook link for the group that you've just been talking about now. So here's that for a few requests that have been going on in the chat, which makes a lot of sense. I was just thinking, if we were to do something around here, I think the nearest place, we're about 30 miles up from Brighton. And I think Brighton's probably got a few of those things because it's quite a funky kind of place. So trying to put something together local to here may not be the thing. You never know. If anyone's local to, I suppose you'd say we're close to the Gatwick area, give us a shout. Otherwise, I should go and head down to look around the Brighton area and see what's going on down there, because it would be really nice to get involved, and actually just go out and play something like that. It would be really cool. Okay, so let's just take a look for a second. Are you ready for this quiz? Have you prepped?
No, I haven't. I'm completely green.
That's all right. You hadn't even seen it until I sent you the link today. It's okay. There's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers at all. So, okay, a little bit of a setup here. Is Mrs. Wiggly coming?
Yes.
Okay, we're waiting for the lady in charge.
Ready.
She's getting ready. Fantastic. Okay, well, we'll wait a second. Homegrown says, hello, Loullamae. Let's get your camera working for starters so that we got there. So, here you are.
Hello.
Hello. Let's get that nice and in focus.
You still have stuff from last time.
I know. Oh, I know what we can do. Hold on. I know what we can do. We can run a big thank you for everyone that donated people that donated last week especially, but we can also run a big thank you to everyone that has donated so far. So last week for the quiz, because basically the donations are for the quiz, we raised £523.81, which is incredible, because of the people that were there. Ty Unwin, the amazing Ty Unwin, who has oh no, don't say where's Ty Unwin? Ty Unwin, Ty Unwin, Ty Unwin, Ty Unwin, Ty Unwin. Matched it with £525. He matched it and rounded it up, no less. So we basically raised £1,050 last week, which smashed the £5,000. We're on about £5,300, which is just amazing. Thank you all so very, 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 very much. I'm going to run a little video just to say thank you for absolutely everyone concerned, because there was a lot of people last week that had never donated before that had pushed donations through, because we get a lot of fantastic donations from people who, every couple of weeks or whatever. Kent Spong as well has put in at least as much as Ty over the course of the 50 shows. So, but absolutely amazing. So I'll just run this as a big thank you to all of you. It was amazing. Why can I not hear that? There we go. I'll just run that again.
Step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space. Within the hallways of the heart, the mind in the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a ring, oscillate like horse crystal, mama man. Earth, brother, honor and solid listen. I'ma say our heart is the pride of the sun, so we'll let it shine away. Overlap and envelop each other in love and light. Hey, simultaneously synchronize this energy, symbiotically sacred geometry. Contemplate this imagery and this imagery as we integrate and now. This wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies what the temple be. Where the life force energy resides in the chemistry. Bioelectric being the top and indefinitely received and perceived to the physical machinery. Conceived by the source, recognize that it blessed be. Rolling and I carefree. Conscious living never hurt me. One love, energy and sexy. One line to the champion sound. Baseman move to the energy. Sunlight burning upon me. One love set your heart free. White your line to the champion sound. White in time to the champion sound. White in time. White your line to the champion sound. connect so with the earth pipe.
Yeah, thank you very, very much indeed. Kosh Dukai, have I missed you out? I just wrote that in while that was on, but I noticed you in chat saying, let's see if I'm here this time. It may well be that I've missed you, and you're saying, yes, still not showing up. Kosh, I'm so sorry. There's a few people early on, we're probably talking about pre-stream 20, that didn't make it. If you're listening to, I'll put you on as Kosh Dukai, unless, yeah, you must be, I was going to say, unless your YouTube name is different, but of course it's not, because you're posting in YouTube. I will add that for you for tomorrow, or for the next show. I will add it tomorrow and it will appear. I do apologise. If I happen to have missed anyone else, I really hope not, because I do try and do this properly, then I apologise. Do please let me know. So I'm sorry, Kosh, but there's a big thank you, Kosh Dukai, and I'm sure everyone in the chat will thank you as well for your generosity. Ty, you're probably working as we speak, but I know you normally catch up with the show, not on the air afterwards, like so many people, so thank you. And again, if you're watching on catch up and you would like to donate, go to mrwiggly.co.uk/gosh for Great Ormond Street Hospital, and you will get mentioned on the show next week. And I know there's a lot of lurkers, so please don't feel left out. Obviously, you know, it would be marvellous if you can. There's no requirement whatsoever. It's just a great charity, and it's all part of Loullamae's fundraising extravaganza. So thank you very much. Apologies to Kosh again. Now we have a Mrs Wiggly. Let's see if you're available. Are you there, Mrs Wiggly? Over? Ah, you sound a bit quiet. Let me see. It's a little synthesizer, that is. Let's see. Hang on.
How does it work?
I can show you that later. Mrs Wiggly, are you there? No. Oh, dear. Hold on a second. Let's see what's happened to Mrs Wiggly.
Hello. Can you hear that now?
I don't know. If you can hear yourself, then...
Hello.
You see, you didn't come for a sound check, did you? No. Mrs Wiggly didn't turn up for the sound check. Yeah, okay. Let me see, one last guess. Let's see. Speak for a bit, Mrs Wiggly.
Hello.
No, there's nothing there. Oh, that's a disaster. And we got a donation as well, didn't we? Let's not lose that. Hold on one second. Oh, my word. Kosh Dukai. Oh, thank you, Kosh. Let's get that up on the screen. I'll have one last go at getting Mrs Wiggly's mic working. Kosh, thank you so much for that donation. It's absolutely wonderful of you. And very, very much appreciated. You didn't have to. You've already donated, so thank you. You want those glasses? Who said that? to Mrs Wiggly. No, it's my fault. It's never the talent's fault. It's always the engineer's fault. Doesn't matter. Right, I need you to roll forward a bit. Excuse me for a moment. Would you like to just entertain everyone, Loullamae, because you're the only one with a mic on screen. Sing a song. Okay, well, Mrs Wiggly, I think we're just going to have to shout. Do you want to come and stand here behind Loullamae? Okay, that's probably enough. Thank you, Loullamae. That was epic. I can just about hear you in there. I'm really sorry, darling. I don't know what to do.
What?
I'm not seeing you on the input of anything, really.
Why doesn't she have a button?
The button's underneath. No. Do you want to? I've got a microphone somewhere. Hold on, folks. I hope you don't mind us. We're just running a live show. Hold on. Okay, look. Look at this. Oh, yes, 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey. Oh dear. Right, Mrs Wiggly. That's as far as it goes. not long enough either. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss. Oh, hey! Right, Mrs. Wiggly, you are going to have to shout and turn up for the sound check next time. All right, well, I'm sorry. Homegrown, you God! On behalf of Frank, thank you. Homegrown, that is so kind of you to donate on behalf of Frank. Here is Frank. Thank you so much for the £10 towards Frank the Kitty. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Mrs. Wiggly,
Everyone, yeah.
do you want to come speak in here? Mrs. Wiggly's going to come on the mic.
I just wanted to say thank you very much for everybody who said so many lovely, kind words about our lovely pussycat.
They really
Thank
did,
you.
didn't they?
Yeah, it's really sad. I really miss him, but we know he's in a better place. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely wonderful.
Shall I stay up here then?
Yeah, I think so.
Just
I think it's for the better. You can get one of the stools on the gaming thing over there. The little silver schools. Wow. Well, this is disorganised, isn't it? But I hope you will appreciate the skill and effort that goes into producing a high, what's it called? Important broadcast. The high publishing ethics. Or what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. I think Bill is wondering what's Oh, Bill, yeah. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Actually, it reminds me of some of the synth jams when we're trying to get things sorted. It's actually quite deja vu. Like, wait, have you got this cable? No, wait, can you hear this?
So
Which channel am I on?
so sorry. I think that's why a lot of people tune in, to be fair.
Turn Mrs. Wiggly's camera off.
Oh, yeah, we don't need Miss... It's a nice wall, though. It's a nice wall. Okay, we'll remove Mrs. Wiggly. Okay, are you going to be okay?
That's
like
fine.
That,
Yeah, let's
okay.
get cracking.
Yeah, well, let's get cracking. Mrs. Wiggly wants to get on with it. Right. Okay, so we are going to do a quiz. So if you're in the chat, make sure you view all chat rather than just top chat. Something like that. I know I get it wrong every time. The Inky pops up and tells me what to say, but it's basically you need to see every single chat post as it goes past.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep track of this.
That's all right. Oh, Wagyu, thank you so much. Wagyu is sitting in his sort of monitor-lined James Bond-style environment, monitoring everything to do with everyone. Wagyu knew the name of Ben's cat, who appeared. All we saw was a tail behind the curtain. And Wagyu goes, oh, yeah, that's... It's just amazing.
Oh,
So,
well done,
yeah.
Maggie.
Ah, righty ho. Epi Mew, hey to you, and thank you for your donations as well. You're on that list. And hey to Inky. Inky is moderating the stream. No, don't time out Wagyu. Mind you, I mean you could because you have that control. In fact, you stay tuned because you're part of the questions in the quiz. Right. So for the quiz, there really aren't, any. I mean, I say there aren't any wrong answers. There are lots of wrong answers, but it's not necessarily something that you would know. So there's no shame in getting it wrong. All of the questions have been sorted by Loullamae, and we'll do our best to get them now. Mrs. Wiggly's going to keep an eye on the chat. I'm going to pop this.
Sorry, I'm really not prepared.
Where's Loullamae? It's her quiz. I can't zoom in on your
I can't.
top.
Darling, my lovely. If you're
Oh, okay. No, that works. That works because Loullamae's got her own camera. All right, eyes down for the quiz of the week. Oh, and ignore the very first question because I think that's just a mistake, but we can come back to that one.
What's the first question mistake?
Wait a minute. Where's my list of questions? Nope, it's ready to go. All right, so you got it. Okay, stand by, everybody. If I can just find the right jingle to play in this strange but wonderful stream. Here we go.
I got my music certificate on Friday. How many stars did I get this term?
Okay, we got the music certificate this Friday. How many music stars did Loullamae get this term? Ben, over to you.
5 out of 5. I'm assuming it's out of 5.
No,
It's out to nothing.
no, you just
Oh.
get one every time you do a good one.
Okay, 10.
Close. Have another guess.
11.
Yes!
Well done!
Huge round of applause for Ben in the chat. Well done. I say Jansetta, I think. Oh, a few people got 11, but I believe that you got it slightly ahead of time there. So Steve Powell got an 11 in there. That looks quite early.
He was first.
But Bill was first, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So good one, Bill. And let's watch everyone complain. Let's see. That's okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Just remember, look where the camera is, though, because all they can see is your chin.
For me.
No. If you stand back,
This
I
way.
can see what camera you're in on.
What am I looking at?
The camera.
Top left. Do you see your face up here?
Where? Here?
Yeah. See that? That's you. That is.
That's your face.
That's your face. That is. All right. Well done. You're on a roll here. This is going to be good. All right. Next question coming up.
What instrument am I going to learn next term?
What instrument? Ben. Bill. Not Bill. Ben. Bill.
It's a difficult one.
Violin, trombone, cello, trumpet, clarinet, all wrong. Synth, flute, recorder, wrong.
I was going to say
Lady
guitar.
aptitude in the chat. There's a few just checking back. Euphonium's a good guess. Lady, I'm surprised Wagyu wasn't in there. Steve got it before Will Joseph, apparently.
What was it?
It was the drums. It was the drums and Lady Aptitude. I popped it up on screen briefly. So no, that was A. So Lady Aptitude.
And Will Joseph?
Just Lady Aptitude for that one. Yeah, Will Joseph managed to get. I'm getting confused now. Clarinet. You know, Will got the previous one as well. So this is cool. Cool, but I'm pretty confident that we got the right answer on the drums question. So, are you ready with the next one? What's the next question? Let me have a look at my list. Now, this involves you, Loullamae.
Can I play the second one?
You can play whichever one you want. I get those. Give you those as a kind of clue if you couldn't think of one.
I don't know how to play notes on this.
Give it a try, because that might make the whole thing a bit easier to get. So this is basically guess the song. Okay, right. I'll count you in. First person in the chat to get the song will win this question. So, 1, 2, 3, go. That's really good. I think that's a good one. I mean, I know what it is, so I could. It wasn't a million miles away. Mr. Crowley, no. Hush. I just keep running up that hill. Any ideas, Bill?
I think it might be running up that hill.
Oh, no, it's not. There's only a few running up that hills.
What's running up the hill?
You don't know that one, actually, to be honest. In the valley cold,
I know.
make a deal with
I know
God.
It's a very...
That was actually really good.
Thank you. Anyone would think I was a professional. Happy birthday. No. All right, I'll give you a clue. Cold doesn't bother me anyway. No? My word. Hey, Dr. Synth! Well done, Dr. Synth got it in the end. So now it's really obvious. Loullamae, can we just have the chorus again, please? It's obvious. Thank you, Loullamae. Good work, Loullamae. Thank you very much.
What's Swaney whistle?
What's what?
A Swaney whistle.
A Swanee whistle. It's a woo, but I couldn't find it.
What is that?
It's a whistle, but I haven't got it up here.
That
Yeah, I got one for next week. Sorry, we're just discussing the merits of a Swanee whistle. Kostyukai's got it right. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It was
My
the kazoo
lips
that
hurt.
wasn't tuned. Your lips hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the scores on the doors, Mrs. W?
Well, it's 1 for everybody.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Wouldn't have it any other way. All right. Okay, I'm with you, Bill. This time, let's get you another point here. You ready?
Yep.
How many fish are on the moon with Inky?
Oh, how many fish are on the moon with Inky? Now, I have to show you this. It's quite a hard one. Where is it? It's an important picture. Here you go. Inky fish. There's Inky the cat in the middle taking off from the moon. You can't actually see the flames coming out of Inky's bottom, but believe me, they're behind the fish. And there you go. So, how many fish are on Inky's bottom? I mean, well, you get the idea.
Is it 36?
Is it 36?
No.
Well, Joseph is close.
Well, Joseph is close.
Is it 32?
No, it's
No.
higher.
Is it 33?
No, higher. Gethsemane's close as well.
41?
Close.
Getting closer.
44?
Close.
Closer.
45?
Yeah!
I feel you kind of gave me that one.
Huh? Pete?
Who got it?
Bill? Who got it?
Just say all the numbers. Because otherwise I'll keep going back and forwards past where it is.
I think Gethsemane was a close second in the chat, but I did also see a lot of 44. Synthetic had 45. Morgan Juniper had 45. But I didn't see any of them before you. So I think there was quite a few 44s though. So I think that's a genuine one to Bill. So that's really cool. So 2 points so far to Bill. Flying. Yeah, that's a camera. Yeah, there. There.
Ah, there it is.
And there's my camera.
There's Loullamae's cameras over. Do you like that one with the massive lens?
That's my camera.
Okay, that was the one I was mentioning, Inky. Just for you, I did that especially for you. Right, here we go with the next one.
How many days are left of school?
How many school days are left? Thorsten, are you heading off? Good night, mate. But, thank you for joining us as you could. Thank you for that. Lady Aptitude demands a recount. Sasquatch got it first. Okay, I'll go with you, Inky. Sasquatch gets a point in the chat if you... but Aptitude, 0 more school days. No, not true. Wagyu got it. I'll give you that for 10. It's kind of technically 9.5, but I think 10 is actually the number of days.
No, it's 9.5.
Oh, I've given it away now, haven't I? Wait a minute. It's whizzed off so quickly, but I definitely saw a 10 from Wagyu. Oh. Well, I messed that one up completely, didn't I? Bill, say 9.5. Bill, say 9.5. Bill.
9.5?
Yeah!
Wait a minute, what have you got me into? What have you done?
It's got to be worth half a point, right?
Corruption.
Sasquatch got 9.5.
Oh, okay.
Epimu. I mean, I said 9.5 earlier by accident when I said, well, technically it's 9.5, not 10, and that kind of spoilt the question.
What are you like?
Terrible.
Right, so does that mean that we have to take one away from
No,
no.
no. He's the guest. He's giving us his time and his energy.
So-
I didn't deserve that though.
All right, yeah.
my guess was going to be 20, so I was well out.
Yeah, can you believe it? 9.5 till the end of the year, and that's it.
That used to keep us in through most of July.
That's crazy. Really, really good. I've only been back 2 weeks. Okie doke. We've got a couple more questions going on. Right, Bill, come on. I'm rooting for you. It's very important that the guest wins.
2, Bill.
What are you doing?
What's the best planet?
What's the best planet?
Earth.
No.
Is it Mars?
No.
Yeah!
Steve-pow. It is, of course.
It used to be a planet.
It is, of course, Pluto. And yes, Loullamae is correct saying it used to be a planet. So possibly the question should have been the technically previous planet.
Because
But
everyone would know what it was.
it's true. And Pluto, because he's a dog as well, obviously. Inky, thank you very much for that. That's really cool. Pluto's not a planet. No, Lady Aptitude. No, Pluto's not a piano. Planet. It used to be a planet. It was a trick question, but Loullamae knew it used to be a planet. So I'm terribly sorry.
It's an honorary planet.
Sorry. It's an honorary, yeah, in the Wiggly household, it's a planet. It used to be. Bonus question. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Bonus question coming up, associated with the planet. Hang on. Where's my button? Come on, Daddy.
What's the second best planet?
What's the second best planet?
Jupiter?
No.
Earth?
Yes!
Yes! I almost went Earth first, but...
It's Bill. Well played, sir. So Bill's doing well. He's got at least 2.5, 3, I'd say. 3. He's got 3. 3 for a guest is insanely good. That's fantastic. And you need to check with... who do I need to check with from before? Failed Muso, actually, I think. The Earth is a planet. Just need to run it past our resident astronomer. I'm sure it is. Right, how many have we got to go? We've got one more.
And can you do Loullamae logic?
I can. Oh, yes. Do you know what the logic is? Okay. Let's do Loullamae logic, and then we will come back for another question. Loullamae logic is really cool. Okay, so this is Loullamae's logic.
How the dinosaurs died. Moon and Earth were playing a game of catch, but Moon hit Earth on the face and it killed the dinosaurs.
Fabulous. So now you know why the dinosaurs died out.
Yeah.
Earth is a failing experiment, since it says synthetic. That's yeah. I think you could be there. Wagyu says the dinosaurs aren't dead. They just look like birds now. But we know birds aren't real. So, yeah. The next one is a blinking competition, which I think should be between Loullamae and Bill. Bill
My
has
headphones are glitching.
Your headphones are glitching. Will you be able to cope? Can you work under these extreme circumstances? Okie doke.
I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Okay, right. I was going to say, I think this should be between Bill and Loullamae. First to blink loses.
Oh.
Yeah, but Bill, he might have to come a bit closer, otherwise. And the chat are going to keep an eye on everybody. So, are we ready? Let's put the music
Crash
on.
down.
Okay. You don't have to open them yet. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, go. On the go, you have to open them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, he's good. He's really good. Oh, it's burning. Oh my gosh. Hey!
You went that one.
Good work, sir. Good work. Good work. Well done, Loullamae. There was a bonus point in there, but no, very, very, very good. Very, very good. Let's have your joke, Loullamae. And the other thing is, we've done the donation stuff, haven't we? So that's kind of cool. Do you want to do
two jokes?
2 jokes. Well, we'll treat them like questions then,
Okay.
and we'll see what we can do. So here we go.
What's ET short for?
What's ET short for? Anybody? Anybody know what ET is short for? Because he's got such little legs, says Wagyu.
Yeah!
Well done!
And we need to have the house screen.
I know,
Wagyu, you've been here before, haven't you? You just know.
It was Frank's age that finally got me, I tell you.
Yeah.
Even we didn't know that.
I had to look it up. Okay, and the second and last one from Loullamae for today. Thank you very much for all your wonderful quizzing today. Here we go.
What do you call a fly with no wings?
A walk.
Yes! Oh, good work, sir. That's Bill. 4 points to Bill. I think that does deserve a big... And well done in the chat for getting... Wagyu got it as well. I hope there's no Googling, as Will Joseph says. There really shouldn't be Googling on the jokes. Thank you so much. Yeah, very good, Bill. That was excellent. That was insanely good. All right, so let's zoom in on... whose camera are you on? Mine? I guess. I don't know. There's my camera. Oh, no, that's just your arm. So you must be on this one. Oh, where's Loullamae gone? Oh, it's getting confusing now. All right, let's... time for bed, I think, because it's school day tomorrow.
Yeah, we need to say goodnight.
All right, so good night, gorgeous.
Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. See you next week.
Thank you very much to Loullamae and to Mrs Wiggly. Thank you so much. I promise we'll test your mic tomorrow. Maybe that's why the mic's not working. Maybe Wagyu's bugged it. 10 mil thinks it's bugged. I think he's probably right. Okay, let's lose these. Thank you, Bill. You were amazing. You got 4 right. That was incredible.
It's my lollipop stick knowledge.
Yeah, quite. Got lollipop sticks. Remember those with the jokes on? It's fantastic. They probably still do them, don't they? It's so amazing.
Probably,
let me unplug this microphone. Oops. Put everything out of the rack. I'm going to put on a little bit of live jam, which came from Clownfest 7, which is something that you were part of. I think I was in Clownfest 7 as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And we're just going to put this on just to show a bit of the live jam. Is this from the night that you did, or is this a separate jam that you did as part of Clownfest?
It's a separate jam I did for Clownfest, but I originated the idea and the patterns and jammed them live and tested them out at an actual open mic. So I just took the open mic set and then just turned it into a longer version, basically. And
fantastic. Okay. Well, let's run this for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll rejoin and just talk a little bit more about what we were talking about before, which is kind of how to get yourself. I mean, we talked a little about how you set the night up. It'd be more about that would be useful. But actually, if you want to be an artist, if you want to go down there, the pitfalls, the things you should know about, things to prepare. Because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people, myself included, that would like to go down and play at some of these things. So this is your jam that you have done for Clownfest. So I'm just going to run this now. You got enough lights going on there? Amazing stuff. Amazing. So what's going on there? Is that? Can I see Volca's in there? I can see a TB03. What's going on?
Yeah, basically there's a TR8 at the very top corner that I use a lot with the TT303, the Cyclone one.
Yeah.
On that video, it was the Volca sample doing the drums and the TD3, and that was it. And
oh, cool.
And then the rest was a load of Christmas lights on top of just the rest of it. There's like some boutiques. There's a Zoom R24 recorder in the top right as well, which is really handy if you're just jamming. You can actually record each thing separate, and then if you don't like a particular thing you do, then you can just delete it and keep the good bits.
Nice. Yeah, really neat. Really neat. That's excellent. I've seen so much with the Clownfest stuff. I mean, it's always been good. And the Clownfest one was like, wow, this is interesting. But the quality of the music and the variety is just brilliant. I mean, you know, it's as it's gone on and gone on, suddenly it's like, wow, this is highly competitive and really neat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just astonishingly good. So thank you for that. So coming back to your night, we got as far before we were horned and quizzed off. We got as far as you'd managed to find a place that was into you going there. You were borrowing the PA. You set up a Facebook group. You had a bunch of people. You obviously set a night and then just kind of hope people would turn up. Is that it? Some promotion?
Yeah. I mean, it started slowly, and it can take a little while to keep going. And it's important to make sure that you get a few regular nights booked in and explain to the people that you're going to be booking it from that it's starting from scratch and that you're hoping to, get something going rather than it being, an odd one-off or an instant hit. And from there, I was saying earlier that I was really lucky to run into, there's a core group of people that turn up to pretty much every jam, and there's some fantastically talented local musicians, and a lot of people travel from all around Norfolk and Suffolk, and people come, 20, 30, 40 miles. So it's really, really nice to see people putting so much in, and also with work the next day as well, that we end at 10 o'clock, but some people aren't getting back till gone 11, coming on 12.
Oh gosh, yeah, of course.
And so it's amazing the dedication that people who come to the meet have, and every single person's really passionate about synths and open to sharing knowledge, and it's great. Every person that turns up is someone that you're going to get along with that's just really into synths. And so even if you only have a small group of people, they become something really valuable every month that you look forward to.
That's ace. Right, I'm going to post into the chat the Facebook group link again. We did it earlier, but obviously quite a few more people are around and people switch in and out. So that is that's the event that's coming up for the relaunch. So apologies for that. Well, I mean, it's still very relevant. That is, here's a link to the Synth Club relaunch where we jam. All right, so that's going to be fine, isn't it, for people to actually go and join? That's the event, and you can join the group from there. So we are okay. That's cool.
That's brilliant.
And then, so how long did that run for? I presume, did you have to shut down with lockdown or something?
Unfortunately, we actually moved to Jernet's Bar, which is on King Street by the river, and that's also in a medieval crypt. And that was right before COVID, and we had to shut down. And so we pretty much in 2020 stopped our meetings because everything's shut, so there was nowhere left, even if we wanted to. But then. We found a new crypt to hang out in. So
as you do.
So we're in the crypt at Louis Marchese, and it's bigger, and we're hoping to come back bigger and better and try and fill that place. And also we're trying to foster Euro rack as well, with Paul bringing along an empty skiff with a couple of modules, and then the idea is people bring bits and pieces in, and then we make a kind of whole one in the night and then jam with it together.
Oh, nice idea. Yeah, because that can get people into it as well. That's fantastic. That's really
and
good.
Also, even if people don't have synths, it's great. People have just come along and they've just asked questions, played around with things. They might not know what they want yet. They might think, oh, is this for me? And they go, oh, actually I was looking for more this kind of thing. Is there something where I can just do this? You go, oh yes, you want this. And people are always, it was really bad, people always recommend you something you didn't know existed, and you go, oh, hang on a second.
Slippery slope, right? 10 mil saying that link didn't work for him. Let me just check what's going on. Yeah, it comes up for the Norwich Synth Club relaunch. So if I give you, if you Google, this is the title here. You should be able to find it. It does actually come up now, whether there's some kind of US restriction because it's a UK based event.
It's a private group as well, so I think people might need to join.
So I'm going to post another link then, which is the invite, or at least the group, which is a Norwich Synth group. So I'm going to just say use this one, and you should be able to see the front of it and then ask to join. So hopefully 10 mil, that'll get you in. Looks like a fun bunch of people. I know you were saying Robin Vincent of is it Molten Music, isn't it?
That's right.
Big supporter.
He was right there at our first meeting, and he'd already started running his Molten Modular channel, and he turned up with a little Moog box with some bits and pieces in it, and it was so impressive because I hadn't seen anything like it before, and. He was also, at the time, he also was writing the Sound on Sound, which I think he still does as well. So it was great to meet him early on. And the thing is that if you just imagine that, he is kind of typical as well of the sort of people that turn up, that everybody's deep into what they're doing. They have, all kinds of bits and pieces. And and also really, really friendly and welcome to share everything and just help each other out. And you were asking about what people might want to do if they want to prepare and do things.
Yeah. So imagine I'm off to Brighton, or I found an open mic night. I've got bits and pieces. I mean, how much? I suppose my questions would be, how much of it is a complete jam, and how much do I need to work on getting everything perfect in order to get down there, and what do I need to bring? Is it stereo jacks? Do you know what I mean? Imagine I'm just never done anything like this before, and then maybe share that with the people here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to just a casual synth jam, then you could just turn up and start from scratch with jamming with things. But also, normally on your synth, you'll probably have a few patches that you've already saved, a few sequences that you've already got, and you could look to try and work those in. If you were doing an actual open mic night, then again, in both cases, you need the same sort of cables. You need something which has the big 1/4-inch jacks on one end to plug into a main mixer or a main board for the house, and then plugs into yours on the other end. And you might not use that at home if you just use mini jacks, or if you just plug things into each other. But then also, if you're going to be doing like a big kind of open mic, the entire audience will stop and everyone will just watch just what you're doing for that particular slot. So then you basically need some kind of sequence of patterns and ideas already saved, that you also have spent a bit of time jamming around with and have some ideas, and you can sort of play around with them, and you have an idea of, I'm going to use this for an intro, then I'm going to change to this setting, I'm going to have this drums going on, and you sort of just work through it. But eventually, as long as you have a start and end, then the rest of it you can just sort of load different patterns, come up with ideas on the fly, try some things out, and just enjoy sort of playing and trying ideas out live in public. And it sort of can be a mix between improvisation and ideas that you've already got. And if you have that foundation and particular start and end point and some bits in between, then you can get quite in the moment and start coming up with new things live in front of people. And sometimes there are things that I've done that afterwards I quite risky, like changing the actual tuning dial on the 303 and actually pitching it up a certain amount and then bringing it back down again, and sort of taking risks with things where it might go wrong, but then when it works or when it sounds okay, then you sort of start taking risks and it gets quite exciting. And the other thing is to keep it simple and take things that you're quite comfortable with, that you can load and save and do things quite easily without having to think too much, because in the moment you're going to be concentrating more on the fact that you're in this room with lots of people looking at you, and you're sort of trying to concentrate on the actual music. But if you're going, wait, is it press and hold this and then 7, but also take some notes with you, like 1 to 4 groovy, 5 to 8 funky or something. Just that's your drums, and you might play the first 2 patterns and you go, people are kind of up for it, I'm going to skip to the faster, heavier stuff sooner. And you can sort of maybe have a bunch of patterns which build in intensity or things like that, really.
And what's the a couple of things actually. I highlighted it. Peter Coit, hello to you. I think you're quite a new name here, which is great. Although you may have been here a long time, so apologies for that. We have a mixer with a long cable and various adapters, and hand it round to each performer, which makes it easier than having a stage and having to set up. It's kind of a neat idea if you've got a venue to do that, which is quite nice. Particularly if you've got a big table of people performing, which is quite nice. And Steve Powell is only down the road. So Steve, hopefully, if you need me to repost the link to the Facebook group, then I'm happy to do so. If you scroll back up, it wasn't that long ago when I pasted it, you can get involved in the Norwich synthesizer group. But I mean, obviously these things apply to everywhere, and there are so many groups kicking up. We ought to have a Facebook group for Facebook synthesizer groups. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to start one, kind of get involved and do it. I know there's an awful lot around. Movement 81, hello to you. Keep it simple. Knew there was something we were doing wrong. Well, I think the thing is, Movement 81, you're broadcasting out of your studio. I know you've obviously done art. These guys are amazing, Movement 81. I don't know if you managed to catch the show, but wind back 3 or 4 weeks, wind back about 6 weeks, I would imagine they were on. And they're just brilliant artists. And so you can do it as part of an art installation. I'm not sure you've packed up your stuff and gone and done a synth night though. And that's the thing. It's like, it's all right sitting here with, you know, some bits behind to jam with, but actually then having to put something in the car. Steve Powell's got the link, which is good. Yeah, that's where it begins to be a bit worrying for me. What I was going to ask was, what's the breakdown between guys with modulars and guys with, like, I don't know, an Octatrack or a Deluge or you know, a Brain and a couple of synths, because they do tend to fall into separate camps, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, when I set the club up, I was expecting the Eurorack side to take off and for that to become almost like a separate meet in itself. And it may well still do that. But in fact, a lot of the people that have joined, the people that are in Eurorack tend to dabble in both, and they either create something that we've had normally one or two Eurorack people turn up per meeting, but also a lot of people are just people that have got hold of like a Behringer Crave or like Arturia, like Mini Brute or some Volca FM or something else, and they just turn up to meet and they say, well, this is what I've got, and I want to make music. What do I do next? And so together there's a thing where people can jam, but also a lot of it is, if you have any knowledge to share, then people are often just sharing different things, like, oh, by the way, did you know you could route the LFO on here, and then you can get this effect, and then sort of people begin to learn, and also just by trial and error, just taking a synth along and sitting in front of it for a couple of hours in a pub, you start to do things after a while because you've exhausted all the things you normally do. I've tried to cut off up and down. I've done a few sweeps. I've played with the resonance a bit. I've loaded a few sequences. Now what? And then you start going, well, hang on, I'll try this function. Never done that before. Let's see what this does.
Yes.
And then you start delving deeper. And,
wow. Okay, so a few bits of catch up here. Huge apologies to Movement 81. You do go out all the time and you take the whole setup, which I think is amazing. So sorry, I've only ever watched YouTube streams, which is why I haven't seen you take the whole setup out live. How phenomenal, because your setup is amazing. The sounds that you pull out of it are incredible. So I'd love to come and see you playing out live. And Inky's saying, yeah, of course they've come out live. So thank you for that. Also, Peter, always watched live, but not often due to the kids' bedtime. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I haven't mentioned you before. Always even just pop in and say hello or whatever in the chat, but it's really lovely to have you along. So very, very grateful for you to be there to watch live or afterwards. It's fabulous. But thank you for being part of this amazing community, because it's really is such a bunch of absolutely lovely people. What was I going to say? There was a couple of sort of live streamers that I've been chatting to who do live jams. People like Gaz or Golden Squid Guild or those kind of guys. I never quite got my head around the live jam environment, because it'd be like, well, if I've particularly with the Golden Shrimp Guild, they do like 2-hour streams or something before they swap people, and like the idea of playing for 2 hours, I don't know what I would do, but then they were saying, well, actually, do you know what? People understand that. They don't expect to do a 2-hour performance of absolutely wonderfully choreographed stuff from beginning to end. What they expect is at some point during that session, they'll hit a groove or a vibe that they would not have hit otherwise. And that's the purpose. They don't care about mistakes. You're actually, you'll hit upon something in that performance. You go, wow, where did that come from? And that's the point. And suddenly it became a little clearer to my confused mind as to what the whole live jam scene like that was all about. Does that fit with your kind of take on it?
Yeah, I mean, there are times where it can be complete chaos and cacophony, and sometimes you just have to stop and start from scratch again and go like, okay, this isn't working. But then just if you do certain things, people start reacting to it. When you get into that groove, then things start happening more naturally. And in a way, it makes me think of YouTube streams, that there's two kind of classes. You have the ones that are tightly scripted, and you've got people who've got set agendas and they do news and they have time limits for things. And then there are ones where people just hang out and chat and those kind of things that people are expecting, 100% informative content, but they just want to be in an environment where they it's like a sort of blanket or in the background, and then something happens and like the conversation goes a certain way, it gets really interesting, or the jam goes a certain way, and then it's more, because in a way that we've only really had recorded music for the last 100 or so years, and music really used to just be people just getting together and just sharing ideas and jamming and hanging out together. And in a way, that's sort of what we've been going back to more. That as more people have been getting into music, the whole idea of being competitive is actually ebbing away, and all the things that I see with your stream, with Mark's Acid Clown, and with so many other streams that I still haven't got to yet, that people are very collaborative, supportive, and the idea is really not so much about wanting to broadcast your ideas, but to share them with other people and hear other people's ideas and play around. And it's amazing these days, you can have people just uploading free software, like for the little Korg NTS, that the Roland J6 came out with all the chords on it, and they released that, and then somebody made a program that does a very similar thing for the NTS and then just gave it away for free. And all these kind of things, everyone's just all working together, you know, doing what they like to help each other, and it's just an enjoyable pastime, rather than there being any kind of like, we must make an album or we must get, and then like we do say we must make an album, but we haven't yet. But we keep having all these ideas, and we should put them into one thing. But it's also just what we can't help doing is just getting together and making music and jamming and having fun. So.
Amen to that. I mean, absolutely 100%. I was so pleasantly surprised coming across these groups like Clown, like Jamie's stream, like Process Network, like you guys. Like, I mean, there is a very positive thing. It's about helping and supporting and growing together, if you like. You know, whether you've just bought something and you've no idea, or, you know, there's very few egos involved, and there's a great bunch of that. When that's the opposite to the music industry, I knew. You know, it's a very competitive in the pop world. You know, very bitchy, competitive environment, because you're competing for like the top 40 and the labels and all the rest of it. And there wasn't so much of a scene outside of that so much, because everyone was trying to go for that record deal, you know. And then because records became much less relevant, you know, so playlists become more important. You know, we can all put stuff onto Spotify if we want. We can all push stuff onto SoundCloud very easily now by pushing a button. You know, it levels the playing field in a very positive way. And what you'd expect is a whole load of people, you know, climbing over each other to get to the top, but you don't. You get these amazing little groups that are all interconnected somehow, that all find each other, and it's just a beautiful environment. It's absolutely brilliant. And there's, if someone does get something away and charts on Beatport or whatever, everyone's like, wow, well done, you know, this is fantastic. Can you remix this, or can I do a remix of it? And it's such a pleasant thing, you know. And it naturally feels like good things come from that, you know, in terms of sales or chart positions or whatever, or playlists, as well as in terms of enjoyment and meeting new people and being part of something. You know, it has to have that happy feeling to it, doesn't it? So full marks. What you're doing is absolutely amazing. We should definitely try and connect the synthesizer groups up though as well. That would be amazing. I think the idea of being able to live jam isn't quite here over the internet yet, but it's not far away, because of the latency, but it's getting closer. It's definitely getting closer. So Ken Lewis is saying music distribution is tilted to the masses. Let the labels die. I mean, it always has been, but it's far less now. I mean, it always helps to have a label behind you in terms of giving you some finances to push the tour or whatever, but it's irrelevant in general. You know, it really doesn't matter, because you're up against the same as everybody else, and playlists now are more important than what label you want. In fact, the labels that don't make any money are quite important, because they associate you with other acts of that ilk, right? So if you're in a well-known techno label, you'll be doing well in the techno clubs, because more people will be listening to your tunes. But yes. Oh, Homegrown saying, I never expected to enjoy 2 hours of 180 BPM until Piero's pre-Wiggly warm-up. Epic. There was an epic thing. I mean, and that is a classic example. I didn't speak to Mark beforehand and say, you know, what should we do? He just said, I'm going to go live 2 hours before you with this set I prepared, you know. It's just, this is amazing. I just, wait a minute, what's this week? Oh man, it's a warm-up for me. And it just brilliant. I mean, that's just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So I'm talking too much. From your perspective, in terms of future, in terms of kind of where you're going, obviously the club is reopening. Are you expecting to have to start from scratch again, or do you think you've got some kind of flow underway that'll help you raise the roof a little bit more from the relaunch?
Yeah, basically what we're hoping is just to pick up from where we left off and do the things that worked before. And we had a projector. We, for Halloween, did clips of spooky horror movies, old classics, black and white clips. That went down really, really well. We've also done things like sort of just natural events and flooding and things, like when the glaciers melt in America, there's water that comes all the way down the mountain and washes all the logs down, and you can see all these logs bobbing around, and a sudden torrent of water coming along, and just all these kind of clips of natural phenomena, and like earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, sort of tides, and just coming up with different themes. So the next one's spy movies, and in the next week, hopefully, I will get the clips sorted for that. Wow. And it will basically be a series of 5 to 7 minute clips, roughly, of someone infiltrating somewhere, or just I'm going to look for old clips of sort of James Bond and Avengers and things like that, and things that also with a mind specifically to be scoring music to. And
nice, that's a nice idea. Wow, fantastic. Yeah,
gives a sort of focal point, because then we have in the past had people just free jam, and that can go amazingly well, or it can just make you want to leave the room. So we sort of have more of a format now, and once we get set up and get into it, then that works. But also we're looking to expand the Eurorack side more. We're also looking into doing things with soldering, modifying instruments, creating things from scratch. We've been in touch with people at Racket Synths that want to get people into building little mini kits of things, just very basic bits and pieces. And then also the aforementioned Eurorack, just putting bits and pieces together. And then we're also looking at maybe putting on some events as well, just one-off, like an ambient festival in the summer at some point, maybe next year.
Wow, isn't that enough? That's incredible.
Yeah, just hoping to grow it and sort of support a lot of new artists and a lot of people locally that just want to find out more, and maybe find out if synths are actually what they want. Because I took a chance when I was making stuff on the computer, thinking I want to touch the things and hit the buttons, and as soon as I actually got a synth, suddenly I was just playing around with it and doing things, and it was it sort of inspired creativity in a way that the computer was just overwhelming. And for a lot of people, you come along, you have a kind of moment where it clicks, and then you go, yes, I'm definitely going to get one of those. And then it's sort of good just to check that you actually want something.
That's a really good point. I mean, it is more tactile, but it's a different way of working. And you don't really want to be spending money from somewhere online that on something you've never tried before, particularly on the Eurorack front. Actually, it's daunting what you can be there. It's really, really daunting. So Andrew Brooks, hi to you. Had some duties because it's been Father's Day. Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody, for all the fathers who are celebrating it, and huge love to people whose fathers aren't around to enjoy Father's Day. I'd forgotten about that. I had a lovely breakfast this morning. It's been really cool, really nice, relaxing day. Sorry to change the subject. I just suddenly realised when Andrew Brooks popped up and said hello. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in again for the group, because that's the most important thing. We'll probably wind up in a sec. So that is the Facebook group to join if you want to go and get involved with the Norwich Synthesizer group. And tell me where and when the relaunch night is again.
The relaunch is at the Louis Marchese pub on Tombland, right opposite the main Norwich Cathedral. And that's on Monday the 27th, and that's at 7:30. And also before then is Barry's open mic night. And if you've got a set, you could go down, or if you just want to watch people, on this Thursday at 7:30 at Gringo's Bar on Prince of Wales. So there's two things happening this week, and I'll be at both of them, and it'd be great to see you. To see the audience. Anybody who wants to come along, it'd be great to see you. And so like I say, my night's on Monday the 27th, relaunching. Hopefully we'll get a lot of people down there, and we'll have a really busy, fun social night. And I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be ace. It's going to be ace. And hit up the Facebook link, and Bill's obviously on there if you want to just I suppose you can just DM him and say, you know, what's going on, remind me about all that stuff. Fantastic, thank you so much for coming on. I want to go and do a night, not set one up, but just be at one and go and play some stuff. I think it would be ace. Maybe grab. Do you have many people with loopers down there that use loopers in the work that they're doing? I've always fancied that.
Yeah, there've been people that've done entire sets with loopers. I mean, the Boss 505, one of my friends got really into that because they've got synths with sequencers on, but also just being able to play things live and create it without having to dive into the menu of each individual instrument, but just use it. There's also people who've used loop pedals as well before, and I mean, really, it's a case of anything goes. You know, since samplers, there's been somebody that turned up to one of the open mics with 6 cassette tape players or more, even 7 or 8, and they linked all the cassette players, and they had lots of old different things recorded on them, and they were blending them on the mixer. We've also there's actually several local artists that turn up as well to the open mic, and also sometimes to the synth jams. So there's just lots of different things. You never know what's going to turn up. Basically.
That's a great idea with tape decks. I mean, what a brilliant idea. I remember people using Porter Studios, with the cassette Porter Studios, with each track had a chord on it, so they would change chords by fading up each channel and stuff. But yeah, that's just brilliant. Oh man, Andrew Brooks, I'm really sorry because we're about to shut the shop. You've just Fat Dust, you don't have to pay money, sir. Just enjoy the show. For anyone that missed it earlier on, I better do a recap of the amazing 50th stream. We raised, during the stream, £523.81, which is just amazing. So thank you for everyone who did that. It was just brilliant. So Ty, good to his word, put in £525 to match that. So he even rounded it up to the nearest 5. So we ended up with £1,050 raised last stream for the 50th birthday, going to Great Ormond Street, which is just incredible. So we smashed the £5,000 for the first 50 episodes. Ty's an absolute god. Kent, over the course of the weeks, has given more than that. I think he pops up every week and he puts so much money into this, and it's such a good cause. So huge thank you to Ty, who'll be listening on repeat. Huge thank you to Kent, who hopefully will be listening on repeat. I don't think he's around. Andrew Brooks, thank you. No worries, finish when you're ready. I'll watch back. £5 from you. Thank you, sir. That's so kind of you. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So it was just an amazing show. I mean, it was very entertaining to do. Quite a few people have commented saying it was pretty entertaining to watch. So it was a good one. I really, really enjoyed it. But what a result for Great Ormond Street. So I'm going to give them a shout because we give it to their Just Giving accounts. I'm going to just give them a shout and maybe see if they can record a little video or something for us, just to make sure that they know it's all from you amazing folks. So thank you for that. If you do, like I said before, no obligation whatsoever. I completely understand. This is free to watch. It's absolutely cool. But if you are listening again to this, then you'll find that the super chats and stuff won't work. Just go to mrwiggly.co.uk/gosh. GOSH, Golf Oscar Sierra Hotel, Gosh, which is Great Ormond Street Hospital, and that will take you to the Just Giving page, and you can just give it directly, and we will mention you on the next show. The horn won't fire off and wake us up, but we will definitely mention it to you. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well, listen, thank you, sir. It's been such a good show with you, Bill. I really, really appreciate your time.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh man, I found out a lot about the night. They sound doable. They don't sound as scary as they were before.
Yeah, everyone's really supportive. At the end of the day, you might have an idea in your head of what you're trying to achieve, and the audience doesn't know. And so if you even leave out entire sections,
oh yeah, of course,
they're only going to judge you on what they hear, and in fact, they'll just be happy. So yeah, you know, it's worth just going and just just doing it, and it really gives you the confidence in that arena to then go on and do other, proper gigs once you've cut your teeth on, a small supportive audience of people that mostly play synths themselves.
Totally.
And yeah, it was really fun and exciting as well. The first time we do it, you feel really nervous, and then you have a sense of achievement that you've done it, and then you go, I can do this, and it's definitely worth doing. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I mean, Clownfest had the same reaction to me because I hadn't played live for 8 weeks. I mean, I played a lot live as a session keyboard player and a live musician, but you're playing set parts. It's not so much jamming going on, And actually, the Clownfest stuff, just doing a live stream, made me suddenly think about kind of, improvisation and how that works. So this is just to do it in front of real people rather than just a camera.
Yeah,
wow,
and what do you want? I mean, it's about what do you want to do as well, that you can just focus on. Any kind of music, you sort of think, I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. You just find exactly what you want to do, and don't worry about anyone else, because you need to be true to yourself. And if you enjoy doing it, then there'll be other people that enjoy through you, like watching you do it as well. Brilliant.
Well, listen, thank you very, very much. Big love to Icing, who was saying that this is actually the anniversary of his father's passing. So what a day for that to happen. So big love to you in the chat as well. Hopefully you've had a reasonably good day, and thank you for sharing that. What else is going on? Just quickly checking the chat before we disappear. Everyone's talking. A lot of requests to see your cat. Is she still he or
yes,
she still in the room?
I'll go and get my cat.
I forgot about that. I saved an awful lot of requests. Thanks, Steve Powell, for watching. That's very, very kind of you. Just enough time to zoom in on this. He can't hear me because he's got his headphones out, I think. Oh my word.
There she is.
Look at that. Wow. Oh, and a yawn as well. Look at that. She's a tiger. Fantastic.
Yeah, she's and I'm just gonna she'll walk off or do what she wants, but yeah.
That is fantastic. Thank you. On that note, listen, thank you everyone in the chat. You've been amazing. Thank you to everyone who's donated. Thanks to everyone who supports and watches the show. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. That would be great, because it means that YouTube pushes the video to other people. What a beauty, says Homegrown. So cute, says Kosh Dukai, who's going to be heavily featured in the thank you video next week, because it looks like I missed him. Loads of cat love going on. It's a good time to leave. Thank you, sir. I will speak to you again very soon, I hope. You're very welcome on the stream whenever you want to come on. And
thank you very much.
No worries. We will see you all in the chat this time next week. Not sure who's on. It's 52, isn't it? Nick Batt will be coming on. Maybe not next week, but it will be in the next few weeks. We're just sorting out a date. The other thing I just wanted to say is having real problems doing a raffle style thing for these books, which were so kindly donated. I'm not quite sure what to do. So at the moment, anyone who has donated to the stream ever will be in a raffle for them, and maybe we'll push it over the next couple of weeks. There are some legal issues with running a paid raffle ticket style lottery and having a YouTube stream, because it's something to do with promoting it. So anyway, just so you know what's occurring, I haven't forgotten, it will happen, and somebody will be taking Synth Gems 1 and or Push Turn Move, or we're getting it in the post soon at some stage when we finally worked out. But everyone who's donated will be in have a chance of getting one of those books, and if we can do some kind of raffle style thing, we will, but I think we're pretty much blocked by YouTube. Okay guys, smash like. See you all next week. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic week, and as always, take care, be safe. See you soon. Take care now.
Connect so with the herb mic, link up the harmonize, bless the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. We live a life which a lot more in us are worldwide. Cosmic love energy, I go herbicide free, organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you take termites in terms of definitions and some termites. Get side check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an idea's man. I assign too much of the qualities of my child. Who's way up talking like this to me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself most definitely. definitely, most definitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be. I continually, Mr. Big up with being as the infinity, yes.